All right, welcome to the second episode of Kansas Libertarians Today. I am one of the hosts, Chris Clemens. I am the 3rd District Coordinator for the Libertarian Party of Kansas, and with me is my co-host,
Ross Patrick, Chair of the Wyandotte County Libertarians.
And our subject for this particular episode is we're going to discuss why is libertarianism important to Kansas, and overall, why is it useful to organize ourselves as a political party? So if you would like to go ahead and start off with the topic.
Well, the reason that libertarianism is important to Kansas is because in Kansas right now we have a lot of laws or legislation on the books or currently in the books or currently being voted on that is not moving towards a more individual freedom, such as our tax laws where 190,000 of the wealthiest Kansans don't pay any income tax while the rest of us Kansans have to pay all the tax. That's not an equal situation on the individual. There's also our cannabis laws that don't allow individuals to have a plant that naturally grows, and this is an individual level, so really the laws on cannabis is an attack on the individuals. So libertarianism is important to Kansas because we have to hold our legislature to the principles of libertarianism in order for us to start getting laws that support the individual's rights.
And to capitalize off that, really focusing on the individual freedom aspect of our cannabis laws. I mean, right now we have people like, Shona Banda, who has had her children taken away because she was using cannabis medicinally to treat one of her own issues. And right now there's a big legal battle over that. We have in Kansas, I'm not going to say daily, but very often we're hearing instances where people are having their doors kicked in by SWAT teams during no-knock raids. Their dogs are basically shot in front of them. They're drug outside, hands zip-tied behind them. And oftentimes, they might get a quarter of an ounce of pot. And to me, that not only is that anti-freedom, but it's very terroristic in its nature.
Yes.
We have our government, Kansas government specifically, has policies that allow our law enforcement to terrorize individuals. And right now, like with Bleeding Kansas, we're fighting to provide medicinal cannabis to children who literally have no medical options left. So, you think about, what is republicanism supposed to be about? It's supposed to be about, individual freedom. But our, GOP-controlled House and Senate and, our governor are putting policies that are very anti-liberty, anti-freedom, anti-constitution. So why is libertarianism important to Kansas? Well, we really have to try and work to get Kansas back to a state that focuses on constitutional liberties.
What's very interesting about that is we both studied the history of Kansas. Kansas was founded as a free state. Now that's very interesting to see how we've come today, where those people that moved out to the prairie fought blood, some shed blood, for the fact for other people to be free. And today we see an erosion of that with even the GOP, who at that time was a force of good for Kansas. And we need to hold them accountable through us organizing and controlling the ballot box, because once they lose votes, they're going to listen to your voice.
Right. And it is kind of interesting. We think about political parties as kind of somewhat being fundamentally evil. A lot of people would probably think about that. The Republicans and Democrats, they don't care about us. They're about, Well, when you organize yourself as a political party, you basically bring a gathering of people to rally around certain ideas and focus on making those ideas the general focus of the legislature. To whereas if we're all a bunch of individuals and we're all just kind of yelling around in a room, nobody's really picking out anybody's individual voice. If you can go to a party in a crowded room, you have no idea what anybody else is saying. But when you get a group together to sit down and actually discuss something, like a political party, you can start to focus on, well, where does the change actually need to occur? And I think that's the power of, especially for a Libertarian Party, what is so powerful about political parties? We're actually able to pool our resources and pool our energy together to initiate change at the legislative level.
The old saying is the power is with the people. And so a political party, by us combining our power, we become a force to be reckoned with and a voice to be heard. So no longer are we alone as individuals by ourselves dealing with our individual rights being eroded, but we are now one as a group of people organized together to all of us put pressure on our politicians. And when we all put pressure on our politicians and we all vote for in the way that we really believe in, then our politicians are going to move that way too. And so it's not only good for just our party, and it's not like our party wants to be great because we want to be a great political party, but it's because we need to move the other parties that have no competition.
Right.
We need to move all of them to show that they're going to have competition with people that really believe in their individual rights and hold them accountable for their legislation that they say they want to do, but they never end up doing.
Right. So, I think we kind of we put the axe in that particular set of questions. So, I would say that's kind of it for the second episode. Again, my name is Chris Clemens.
Ross Patrick.
And again, if you'd like to respond in the comment section below the video here, why do you think libertarianism is important to Kansas? And do you see political parties being a useful tool towards that end?